Hello. Welcome back to Arknights Break the Ice. I'm sorry it took me so long to get around to doing this again. I just haven't really had the time or the energy. I've been doing a lot of stuff around school and work, and then just a bunch of personal stuff as well. But here we are, so let's get into it. Adjournment. Human lives are not chess pieces, ceaselessly locked in games over victory or defeat. You gave him an opportunity to accept this offer. Kurt is adjourned. Right? Adjournment? I don't know. Weird words. Thousands of years ago, Kieragander descended into this land, naming it Keurig and bestowing upon it her eternal vigil. For thousands of years, her teachings have continued to pervade the lives of all of Keurig's people. She gave her flesh to the Palaroche clan, her hide to the Browntail clan, and her bones to the Silverash clan. But we all share a common name, the people of Keurig. Our belief in her is the foundation of Keurig, and is also the reason why we stand here today and call ourselves the Children of Keurig. We all harbor the greatest respect for her in our hearts and work together to survive in this land to this day. However, as we all know now, Keurig is not the only country in this world. Beyond these snow-capped mountains lies a vast world filled with people who do not look like us, do not speak like us, and do not share our belief in Kieragander. In the past, we've had terrible disagreements over how to deal with such people. In reality, these disagreements are not an existential crisis. Rather, they are her way of testing us, her way of guiding us. She is the object of faith for all the people of Keurig, our mother and guardian. And as a mother, she never wishes to see her children stagnate. Therefore, do not let your desire to preserve the old prevent you from trying the new. You are her children, and you should be full of courage. Do not let your nostalgia for your homeland prevent you from exploring new places. No matter where you go, she will walk with you. Do not let what you already possess prevent you from seeking greater ventures, for you have the right to more in life. After all, she is tolerant. The land she protects should be tolerant, and her people should also be tolerant. By the authority she vested in me, I solemnly declare, the Vampyr court will tolerate the beliefs of outsiders towards Kieragander. Furthermore, the Vampyr court encourages all citizens to pursue a better life in their own ways. That's fair. Being held back by religion isn't a good thing. But also letting science take over isn't a good thing, so... In the commemoration of the Saintess of Mount Carlin, the Illuminated One, known as the Blessed Anya Silverash, and the resounding speech she delivered to the people of Keurig, this day is officially designated a national religious day throughout the land. This is like 5 minutes long. I don't know what I'm going to do after. Chess pieces shift on the board. The incident in the valley began as just an idle move. I needed someone to distract the Palaroche clan so I could dispatch supplies and personnel in secret. If not you, it could have been anyone else. I planned on apologizing to you after all was said and done, but now I should probably apologize for underestimating the impact you would have. Ensiod speaks to himself while moving a chess piece. Chess pieces shift on the board. Gnosis is my good friend, as well as my collaborator. He and I do not necessarily see eye to eye. He and his own ideas and methods, but I understand him. As long as we share the same purpose, he will not betray me, nor would I need to exchange any information with him while executing a plan. I could sit back and let him employ all the resources in whatever way he deemed efficacious to stymie the power of the Browntail clan. Destroying the railroad tracks was just a clever trick. Gnosis gained Bertatus' trust, and also blocked access to spies and messengers from other countries. Ensiod looks you in the eye and makes another move. Chess pieces shift on the board. It's a draw. As if foreshadowing the end result, Ensiod takes his hands off the pieces and spreads them out. It means this round is over. It would appear that my luck has been quite rotten lately. I can't even win at chess anymore. but you didn't lose. Sometimes a draw is a great victory, and other times a draw is a crushing defeat. In your case, which one is it? In my case, anything other than a great victory is a crushing defeat. But this time is indeed an exception. Without a doubt, I have won. But what I didn't expect was that you opened up another possibility for my victory. And another possibility, I didn't have the means to persuade the Saintess to come down from the mountain. I just wanted to prevent the loss of life. Yeah, I didn't have the means to persuade the Saintess. The Saintess does not need anyone making decisions for her. But you nudged her at just the right moment, giving her a direction. Furthermore, you set the stage for her. And you would have me believe that you did all of this unintentionally? Surely you understand why I was so eager to unite Keurig under one banner. External concerns. That's right. I don't particularly hate the Vampyr court, nor am I in any rush to eradicate religion from these lands. At least he's a good guy for that, too. Nor am I particularly dissatisfied with Arknights' insularity and Ratatis' hesitation. Sorry, I just had a stroke. They don't know the things that happen outside, and thus will not hold the same views as me. If I had enough time, I wouldn't mind spending 5 or 10 years, or even longer, changing their minds and changing Keurig in a gentler way. But Keurig doesn't have enough time. Even if we cannot be considered rich, there are bound to be neighboring countries eyeing the land undisturbed by catastrophes. I must push us forward. And if there are people who cannot accept that, then I can only deprive them of their right to object. That is all. You don't need to convince me. These things are none of my business. Well, I mean, that's true, but I already got involved, so it is now. You don't need to convince me. I am simply sharing some of my thoughts with people worthy of hearing them. As far as I know, Arknights will announce his responsibility for poisoning the Great Elder and resigning as head of the clan. As for why he decided to make this show of grace, he decided to make an oath with the Saintess so that she would take control of the Palaroche lands, perhaps to cement the Saintess' status. The Browntail clan has signed an agreement of subordination to the Silver Ash clan. I can share some extra details with you. I have no desire to take over the Browntail clan. Should Ratatis desire, her power would not be any less than it was in the past. There are no longer any left who desire stagnation, who refuse to budge, or would fret over costs and benefits. None stand in the way of Carlin trade and Keurig's development. This is an outcome I can accept, Doctor. You and the Saintess aren't so different. But we ended up walking separate paths. And this is the result of my past choices. I will take responsibility for it. She too must bear the consequences of her choices, and lift the people of Keurig out of this stagnation with her guidance, not my instigation. You proved yourself to me and to Keurig, but you also proved Enya. Oh, it's him. I don't remember the voice I gave him, though. Mr. President, it's almost time for the meeting. Haha, Mr. President. Of course. Regardless, Keurig is about to undergo massive changes, Doctor. Next time, it may be difficult for me to meet you. But I can assure you that Rhodes Island is free to come and go anywhere in Keurig. This is a cool picture. The Doctor and Enciodes. Enciodes is one of my favorite, he's one of my favorite characters for their design. Like his giant, like, fur robe and everything. It's really cool. Additionally, please accept this token of my goodwill as compensation for involving you and your operators in this incident. Neither Rhodes Island's name nor yours will appear in any future official records related to this event. Also, a new contract that will allow us to call each other allies is on its way to Rhodes Island. After this is all over, I will visit Rhodes Island again. And when that time comes, I hope to play another game of chess with you, Doctor. Nice. What a cool ass picture. I love the artwork in this game, and I always will. Jar? You've got some guts, you know. How long have you been keeping me in the dark? Do forgive me, Saintess, for I know not how I have sinned. Oh, so be it then. But Kiar, I do have something I want to ask you. Yes, Saintess? I want to know, was it her intention for me to become the leader of Keurig? Was all of this her plan? Me feeling lost and confused throughout this entire chain of events, and then my determination when making the final choice? Did she expect all of that? Kiara understands why Enya suddenly asks the question now, of all times. She's afraid. She's not afraid that she made the wrong decision, but she is afraid that everything, as far as her eyes can see, is just a game played by gods. There is but one thing I can assure you. She has never once sought to interfere with your free will. Your thoughts have always been your own. Who's to say whether her miracles are nothing more than the wishes and fabrications of her faithful? Perhaps she gave everything so that the people of Wind and Snow would have a pristine land to call home. She looks out over this land, searching for ways to bless the people who live here with happiness. As for the answer you gave, she acknowledges it, nothing more. If that's true, then can you do me a favor? Name the favor. Please ask her not to take you away. Oh? Isn't that all what always happens in the stories? Though I've found my answer, it comes at the cost of losing you. I will not ask favors of her willy-nilly, so would you consider to be my maid? Sorry. I didn't expect you to make such a cute request. But let's do this according to chapter 3 of the scriptures. If one day you no longer uphold the ideals you currently do, then I will no longer stay by your side. But until then, I swear to serve as your head maid. No taking that back, okay? Okay. That was sweet. I'm happy that all of the characters kind of got a good ending, too. Because, like, Encio's, like, I don't know, he did it really forcefully, which, like, is the point of it. And, Gnosis was, like, the scapegoat for a lot of the crazy shit that he was doing, obviously. Enya got to see her sister again, which is really nice. And then kind of made up with Encio a tiny bit, but even that doesn't really last because Rides is still part of hers. They're immediately at each other's throats again. You want me to be your representative to Rhodes Island. That's right. You can devote yourself to research at Rhodes Island. I trust it'll be to your liking. Did you already have that in mind when you invited them? Just another possibility. After all, regardless of whether or not our plans succeed, your situation in Keurig is only going to get worse. You just didn't expect that the person you were trying to win over the most would almost sabotage your plan. That takes nothing from our victory. Though, if you want to stay in Keurig, I can also arrange that for you. Well, whatever. I don't mind the infamy, but I'd get annoyed if people kept coming by to throw rocks at my lab's windows. Also, I'd like to meet this doctor for myself. Oh, are you interested? As if. I simply want to see whether your doctor, who has already left a mark on this land, will end up becoming our enemy. And if not, then I'd also like to know what level of technical prowess a company that has succeeded in oppressing Orpathy possesses. Gnosis, that gleeful hunger of on your face looks about as bad as what you accused me of. What? Okay. Gnosis, your luggage has been prepared. It's time to go. Of course. Shall we leave now, then? Just a moment. Munch. Nobody responds to Gnosis's call. Munch? Within the plane room, everything stands in order, except the girl who always spoke with a hint of gloominess has disappeared. He immediately spots a dagger sitting on the table in the middle of the room. He gave that dagger to Munch. See, he didn't get a good ending. He remains silent for a spell, then picks up the dagger and walks out the door. The sun is shining outside. Yeah, Gnosis didn't get a good ending there then. That's kind of depressing. Hey doctor, look! They've already started selling Saintess-themed goods here. My, if it isn't Lady Ensha. Welcome back to my humble shop. You sure know how to keep up with the times. When I came back to Keurig, you were still selling Vampyr Court merch. Now, you've switched to selling stuff with the Saintess on it. I'm not the only one. Plenty of folks all over the streets. We're even being encouraged to do business now. Now that you mention it, those things I was talking before, I don't actually believe in them. But when I make goods for the Saintus, I have real faith in what I'm doing. When we first heard about the transfer of power, us business folk were real worried about what was going to happen. But I never imagined that the Saintus would be so open-minded. Now, even the most stubborn of folk have nothing to say against dealing with foreigners. Also, I heard that Sir Encio's plans to meet with the Saintus for discussions to fully open Browntail and Palaroche territory to the outside world. If you ask me, I'm looking forward to seeing this new day more and more. I'm glad to hear you say that. You certainly ought to be. Take a look around you. Of all these people walking in the street, who isn't smiling these days? Even though all the craziness happened during the ceremony, the Saintus was able to mediate the situation among the three clans. And that resulted in something most people would agree with. You know, I have to thank the Saintus and Sir Encio's for all of this. Oh right, were you planning on leaving Carrick in that getup of yours? Yep, my vacation's coming to an end, and it's time for me to head back to continue my treatment and work. In that case, take whatever you want, it's on me. Treat it like my parting gift to you. Well, no need to be polite, you've earned it. Alright, I'll take you up on it then. I want this portrait of my sister, this embroidery, and that sculpture. Hey, that picture. A painting hanging on the wall catches Ensha's attention. It's of her sister, Enya, and her brother Enciodes, standing at a negotiating table and shaking hands, seemingly reaching some sort of agreement. For a moment, she pauses. Ah, this painting depicts Sir Enciodes and the Saintus reaching an agreement on Carrick's future. Though, I don't know if the scene actually happened. There's no doubt that those two are the ones governing Carrick now. And everyone knows they're siblings. Surely they must get along very well. Tell me, do they really? Yep. Let's see if there's anything else. Doctor, is there anything you want? I like some souvenirs too. You got it. Lady Ensha, I did say you could have anything you wanted free, but please try to have some mercy. Yeah, so it's true, they didn't really make up in this one. And it is sad because Ensha still wants them to be happy together. Not together, but why do I say things like that? My brain is not right. She wants them to be happy and not fight with each other anymore. Doctor? Though the two of us serve as Sir Encio's retainers, we are also employees of Rhode Island. We would like to apologize to you for all sorts of things. Courier and I will not shamelessly ask for your forgiveness. We only hope that we will be allowed to return to Rhode Island to visit Lady Ensha in the future. What do you think, Doctor? You were in a difficult situation, I understand. I was against the Palaroches? What does that have to do with you? Coincidentally, you have also resolved some of Encio's affairs. If that's how you want to spin the account of what happened, then the report to Dr. Cultsit will take a bit of extra effort. And I certainly won't help you with that. Thank you, Doctor. And Captain Sharp. Thanks again. Who's she? Oh, Aurora. Doctor, I've already said my goodbyes to my folks. I'm ready to go now. Rope was here. Wait, Doberman? I'm Rope. Got all your stuff? Instructor Doberman. The Saintus became the de facto leader of Carrick, and Enciodes gained the power to leverage the majority of Carrick's resources. Doctor, you ought to take my advice. I didn't hear your name mentioned by anyone else, fortunately. By the looks of things, you people managed to not get involved this time at least. Oh, we got involved. Degenbrecker destroyed me. ... By the looks of things, not only did you get yourselves involved, you got heavily involved. I look forward to reading your reports. Alright, if there's anything you have to say, say it once we're on the road. Get in the car, we're heading back to Rhode Island. Get in the car, we're going home now! Doctor, do you remember that painting we saw in that store back there? The one with the handshake? Mm-hmm. Right then and there, I really wanted to buy that painting, but after thinking about it some more, I decided not to. I mean, I know that never happened. My brother just decided to let my sister have a move. What? That's all there was to it. Sorry. It's not your fault, Doctor. Without you, the tension between those two would only gotten more vicious. But at least this helped me sort one thing out. And that is, regardless of which one of them made the decision, it came as a result of their beliefs. You were just a catalyst in driving things forward. Just like how nobody would try to convince me to give up mountain climbing. Beliefs can't be so easily changed. They wouldn't be called beliefs if they could. Right. But I have another belief that won't be easily changed. One day, I'm going to make sure my brother and sister get along again, like they used to. Good luck. Enya and Ensiodes. Perhaps the perils that Carrig faces have only just begun. Honestly, I think Ensha had the saddest ending. No, Gnosis. Gnosis and Ensha both had very sad endings to their parts because Ensha was only able to see her sister for like one of the reading parts that I remember. And like, it's only for like what I would assume like an hour in what would be like the in-game time. So she didn't even get to see her sister the whole time, other than that 1 second. And Ensiodes locked her inside the house. So it's really sad to see one of the characters like that. I mean, especially saying that they're siblings. Gnosis, I don't know. He seems to like Munch in some way, but probably not like romantically. Enya got a pretty good ending. She became the leader of all of Carrig. Well, kind of, because Ensiodes still takes most of the power, saying that he's all of the finances. Degenbrecher really wasn't a huge part of this one, which I thought was pretty cool that they expanded on her a lot more in the second one. I really liked reading the rides to Lake Silberna hers. I like this one a lot. My favorite part of this game, I will just say, is the reading. I love reading the story. Because a lot of the mechanics do piss me off pretty easily. But the story is so much fun to read through. Also, you might have noticed during this episode, I did not mess up my words as often as I normally would. The reason why is because I found out I have ADHD and I've started taking medication to help with it. So my brain would try to read some words before reading the word that's supposed to, and sometimes it just straight up mix the words because I thought the same words at the same time, and it's super hard to stay concentrated on it while my brain was singing, I don't know, like Mario. So with that hopefully sorted, I was able to read a lot better, so that's it for me. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. I love having you guys around. If you want to watch more of this, ring the bell, because you don't want to miss another one, I assume. If you want to support the channel, the Ko-Fi will be in the description. Buy me a coffee and I'd really appreciate it. The Discord will also be in the description. If you want to talk about your favorite games, whether that be Arknights, or Dead Space, or World of Warcraft, or whatever, come drop in. I really love talking to you guys about this stuff. That's it for me, though, so you better have a good night, and bye-bye!